And it is setting up our live experience. Let's see here. All right, I believe that we are rocking it and rolling and officially live on our YouTube page. So hello everyone and welcome to Faces of First Year. For those of you who are joining this event for the very first time and you've never seen one of these live podcasts, it is brought to you by the First Year Experience Program at Pima Community College. And the whole point of this is to introduce you to the key faces and resources that matter to you as a first-year student at Pima. Now, this event is welcome and open to anyone, whether it's your first year or maybe your second, or if you're faculty and staff and you're just wanting to get some more information to share with your students. Maybe you're a part of the community and you're thinking about coming to Pima, and this is the way that we can hook you in and show you just how great it is here. We are so glad that you are joining us today. And in today's event, we are going to be talking about Emerging Leaders, which is hosted by Pima's Student Life Office. And so I've got some really cool folks here today who are going to be introducing themselves in a moment and talking to you about everything you need to know about emerging leaders. But first, let's get started with introductions. I am Renee Forsyth. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I lead the First Year Experience Program at Pima. And I'm going to ask Emmanuel to please introduce yourself next.
Hello everyone, nice to meet everyone. My name is Emmanuel Osorio. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And my major at Pima is Network Systems Administration and Cyber Defense. And I am a First Year Experience peer mentor at Pima.
Thank you. And then we have two awesome people from Student Life joining us. And so Allison, would you please introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Allison Climbs. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am a Student Life Coordinator at the downtown campus.
Thank you. And Jennifer?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Wellborn. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I am the Student Life Supervisor, so I oversee our team at all 5 of our campuses. We also have Mike Lopez at the East Campus, Bea Velasquez at the West Campus, and each campus office also has one of our wonderful student peer mentors joining the team.
Sounds like a great group. Well, I know it's a great group and really fun folks to work with. So thank you. So today we're going to be talking about emerging leaders. And to get things started, for those who may not even know what emerging leaders is, I always like to do, or even student life, I like to start off with kind of that fun metaphor question where if it were something, what would it be and why? So today, I think we're going to be comparing student life to articles of clothing. So here's my question for Jennifer and Allison. If you were to describe student life as if it were an article of clothing, what would it be and why? So we'll get started with Jennifer.
All right. So I would have to say that student life, and especially emerging leaders, is like a backpack, because you're learning all of these great skills that you're going to stick in your backpack, like communication, working in groups, working with difficult people, that are not only going to help you while you're a student at Pima, but that you're going to take that backpack with you when you graduate and transfer. You're going to take it with you out into your career, and you're going to keep adding more and more things to that backpack. That's just going to make you a really well-rounded student, or a really well-rounded employee, and are going to continue to serve you throughout your life.
Makes total sense. And fun fact, I still have my backpack from my college days and use it when I travel. So I can 100% relate to that analogy. So yes. All right, Allison, if you were to describe student life as an article of clothing, what would it be and why?
I think I'm going to go with a hiking boot because I think that student life is there to support students on their journey through Pima and to make your experience more comfortable and to carry you through this journey. And I think, you don't have to wear hiking boots when you're going on a hike, but it usually makes it a much better experience. And I think student life helps students have a really positive experience while they're at Pima. And I would say, you got to break it in a little bit. When you first come to student life, you might be new and like, I don't know what I'm quite looking for, but as soon as you wear those boots a couple of times, they really start to fit to your personality. And I think as students come to student life and participate in emerging leaders, that they really kind of find where they fit, and it becomes much more comfortable.
I love that. Thank you. All right, let's see here. So let's start talking more about emerging leaders. I think Emmanuel has a question for you all, so take it away.
All right, thank you. So this question is towards Allison. So question is, what are first year students missing out on if they don't participate in emerging leaders? And what do you wish they knew about it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say if students don't participate, you're really missing out on a chance to meet other students. Although we are going to be doing this online this year, I think it's still a great way to meet other students. It's free. All of Student Life's resources are free. So taking advantage of that opportunity. At the end, you get a certificate of completion, which looks really great on a resume. And it really, again, going back to meeting other people, it can help you find your people at Pima. And in terms of leadership, it really is an opportunity to learn more about leadership skills, maybe discover something new that you haven't learned about, or go a little bit deeper with something you are really interested in.
I have a follow-up question to that. What is emerging leaders? Like, what's the formatting, and what are students going to really be not only learning during of it, but maybe also getting out of it at the end?
I'm going to ask Jennifer if she can explain that one.
Sure. So we cover several different topics that are related to leadership. That includes something called like your digital identity and like what you're putting out there in the world about yourself, communication skills, working in groups or teams, even other communication skills like writing emails and things like that. So kind of introductory or basic leadership skills that then we kind of build on in some of our other leadership programs as well. And, it's a great way to get your feet wet with leadership. You don't have to be an officer in a club or anything like that. It's completely open to anyone.
And it will be,
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say this fall, it's going to be on D2L. So it's an online experience and it's a self-paced program. So you can go through the modules at your own pace, although we have a recommended date of completion. It really is up to you how you engage with the material.
Well, I kind of like what Jennifer was saying, because so often we assume and associate leaders to be extroverts who are wanting and equipped to be in that, top position. But you can be a leader no matter what your role and your title is, and also your comfort level. And introverts can also make the best leaders. And so I like how this program kind of helps give an opportunity to foster those skills, even if you're not necessarily ready or wanting to be that president of a club, etc. So fantastic. Also, we have some folks joining us live and are participating in the chat through YouTube. And Cassandra Hayes mentioned that she participated in the program last spring, highly recommends it. And her favorite part about the program was just how it was super easy to complete in D2L and learning about the authentic leadership styles. So shout out to you all from Cassandra there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it, Cassandra.
All right. Emmanuel, what's your next question for him?
No worries. This one's to Jennifer. So this question is, when should a first-year student participate in emerging leaders?
So we've touched on this just a little bit But the way we have the program set up is that you participated in it through our D2L course. And guess what? Anyone who is a current Pima student or even a staff member could sign in to D2L and register themselves for our course. The course isn't called Emerging Leaders, it's called PCC Student Life. And the self-registration option is right below the Pima logo once you're logged into D2L. And then you just pick it from the list. You find PCC Student Life on that list and you get registered. And then as Allison mentioned, it is self-paced, but we do have a recommended or suggested completion week. I don't know about you all, but I need like a deadline, or I don't necessarily, prioritize it. So our suggested completion week is the last week of September 27th through October 1st. That doesn't mean that if you don't finish it by October 1st, like you're shut out or anything like that. You could actually start it anytime. You could start it today after you finish watching this, and maybe get a little bit started and then come back to it when you have a little bit more time. It's not going to go away at the end of the semester like your normal classes in D2L. You're always going to stay registered for that class. So you can actually complete it when it fits in your schedule. Prior to the pandemic, we usually offered it as an in-person program, typically on a Friday, and that didn't work for everyone's schedule. But guess what? Since it's on D2L, you make it fit your schedule for how you complete the program. And Emerging Leaders is the first step of the Pima Leadership Institute. We have additional steps that kind of build on what you learn in Emerging Leaders. So our second step is called JADE, which stands for Justice, Advocacy, Dialogue, and Empowerment. And that is a social justice focused program. We are going to be doing that as an in-person program in the spring over the course of a weekend. So we'll be sharing more information as we get closer to that, because obviously that's a little bit more flexible as far as what we're going to end up doing depending on how the world goes in the next few months. And then our advanced leadership program is called Aztec Gold. And that actually will be starting later this semester. Applications for that are due in early October. And we'll be doing 3 Fridays worth of instruction on some different leadership topics. And then you'll work in small groups with the other Aztec Gold participants to come up with and implement a social change project to work on some sort of social problem that you want to help change and possibly solve in the Tucson community. And each year those projects look very different based on what the students who are part of the program are interested in. So all of these programs are completely free for current Pima students to participate in. You just have to make the commitment to be a part of them. So we have a lot of great programs that are available for free. You get completion certificates, you get honor cords to wear at graduation. Sometimes you get free t-shirts, sometimes you get free food. It just kind of depends on how the program is set up.
That's a great segue into a question we had through chat. And so how long, if even though Emerging Leaders is self-paced, about how long or what is the time commitment to complete Emerging Leaders from beginning to end, roughly?
I mean, we say it's like 6 to 8 hours, but it really depends on you and your learning style. It's a mix of short YouTube videos, some things to read, discussions to participate in, things like that. And one of the discussions that even I've learned a bunch from is in our time management and goal setting section. We have students share their own personal time management, like strategies and things like that. So you learn and interact with other students that are participating in the program through those discussions and things like that.
Very neat. Thank you. All right, so Emerging Leaders and that Leadership Institute series that you were mentioning are all hosted by Pima's Student Life Department. And so I'm curious, where is Student Life located? Let's start with at the campuses. Where would a student find those Student Life offices located at each campus? And are there particular hours of operation for them to be aware of?
Yeah, that's a great question. We are back in person and open at each campus. Each campus has a Student Life Center, and it is open. All of them are open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're all in different spots depending on the campus. So if you are on downtown's campus, we are in the CD building. And you can find a map when you first walk in the main lobby. And then Jennifer can tell you about West Campus.
Basically, stop at any campus welcome center and they'll point you in the direction.
Yes.
And the main message is this, there's an office on every campus.
Yes.
And those hours of operation are universal regardless of the campus. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And then you can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as you know, if you're watching this right now. Facebook and Instagram is at Pima Student Life. YouTube is at Pima Student Engagement. And then we also have a really exciting new platform called Pima Engage. And this is where you can find out all the information related to student organizations and any upcoming student life events. So for example, there is an event posted on there for emerging leaders, and that's where you can find out additional information, how to sign up, how to find it on D2L. So that's really cool because you can see, it's kind of like a calendar that you can see all of the events coming up. Student organizations will post events on there. Student Life posts events. There's some events posted by career services. So it's really a centralized spot to find out about student life happenings.
Very cool. And then, of course, if they also just go to the Pima webpage, I shared the link in the YouTube chat, but also if you're watching this as a recording afterwards, I'll make sure to post these links in the video description. But, or actually, I'll have my fabulous peer mentor, Ryan, share those links with you in the video description. But also you can always just go to the main Pima webpage, which is www.pima.edu. And if you go to the search bar and type in student life or student activities, that's where you can also find more information about them through there. Awesome. All right. Emmanuel, do you have any more questions for them?
Yes, this one's to both Jennifer and Allison. Why should first-year students tell their friends, and I would even add on to that, friends of friends, friends of friends, just the whole line about this resource? What's so cool about this?
So I think we touched on this a little bit. We're the place to go to find and meet other students, connect with other students. We give away free stuff. We give away free food. So if you learn nothing else from this live stream, Student Life gives away free stuff. We have free programs. But really, we're your place to connect with Pima and with other students. Anything else, Allison, that I'm forgetting?
Well, I think you should tell your friends about it because for those of you watching, because hearing it from a friend, I think is even more important. And if you bring your friends in, they can bring other people on. That has that ripple effect of, you're spending time with your friends and learning something as well and getting connected and being part of the campus community.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank everyone for their time today. For those of you who are watching us live, if you have any remaining questions, now's the time to ask. But you're also always welcome to follow up with us. I'm going to share the link to the FYE Mentors email address in the YouTube chat. And so if you're watching this live or it is a recording afterwards, and you have any remaining questions that didn't get answered and addressed during today's vodcast, please make sure to reach out to us at cu-mentors@pima.edu. And if the mentors don't know the answer, they will make sure to point you in the correct direction of where to get those questions answered and connected with Student Life accordingly to make sure that we are providing you the best service. So again, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Allison, for your time today. Thank you, Emmanuel, for helping me co-host today's Faces of First Year. We hope to see you all at our next Faces of First Year broadcast, which will be taking place on October 22nd, so another Friday at 1:30 p.m. And in that one, we are going to be featuring Project SOAR. You may be wondering, what is that? Well, join us next time to find out more. But otherwise, thank you all so much. Have a great Friday, enjoyable weekend, and a fantastic fall semester at Pima Community College. And as always, remember to keep striving. Thank you.
Thanks, Renee.